Hey guys, welcome back to Bobbie and Cece. Today we are going to do a mask with me.
Woo!
Woo! We are going to be doing this Frank Body Glow Mask that's caffeinated. We got this in a BoxyCharm. So we are going to be doing this today as promised. And our theme for our mask with me today, the stuff that we're going to be talking about, is where we've been.
Yes.
So
that sounds like so ominous. Like now every time it's like, where have I been? Was like a scandal or something.
I know, right?
It's not.
Well, I mean,
we got
maybe it's scandalous. I don't know.
No, we had life.
We had life. Man. So if you are excited to hear about where we've been and then our plan for continuing to be here.
Yes, and then this mask.
Keep watching.
Okay,
mask.
So we're going to read some claims before we put this on.
Indeed.
If you've never been here before, that's what we do.
That's what we start with.
And then we tell you if we liked it or hated it, or if our face fell off.
Oof, let's see. Is she gonna focus? I don't think she is. She's pretty pissed. She's mad at me. Maybe not. That's okay. It's fine. I'm gonna read it anyway. All right, so it says, glow on, I dare you. For bouncy skin, apply a thick layer, 2 to 3 times per week. Massage into skin, leave for 10 minutes, and rinse.
Thick with 6 extra C's.
Thick with 6 C's. There's actually, fun fact, there is a product, an Amika product. Amika is a hair care brand, and it is called Thick with 2 C's.
That's hilarious.
It is a volumizer.
Get on it.
Amika. Because that's funny. It's great. Okay, so back to this. So that was pretty much it. It says 99% naturally derived. There is coffee. It says coffee awakens, shea butter hydrates, and goji berry brightens. Cool. Tested on babes, not bunnies.
Aw, cute. So it's cruelty free.
It is. It says, warning, patch test first. Stop using if irritation occurs. For external use only. Keep out of reach of children. Keep in a cool, dry place.
Okay.
And then it also says, babes who read this fine print get rewarded. frankbody.com/BoxyCharm. Because this came from BoxyCharm.
Yes. And when Bobbie gets a mask, because she's the only one who gets masks,
I get tons of them. So another one's coming because we just got another one in a box.
Yes.
So
a fuzz has floated away.
A fuzz has floated upon me. I mean, imagine it probably came from this, but I don't know. So look at Minnie Mouse over her.
I was gonna try to find mine. I have one too. I don't know where it is.
I think it's the same one.
It is. Mine's just white. Only white.
Anywho, so we're going to put this on our face, we're going to talk about things, and then we're going to take it off.
Okay.
So,
watch hilarity ensue as we try to put this on our face, because nothing ever goes right. That's a lot. I know it said thick layer.
It says thick layer, homie. Thick with 2 C's, or 3 C's, or 6 C's. I can't remember how many C's we decided.
Smells good.
Yeah, it does. Oh. Let me just... It feels like lotion.
Yeah, it does.
It smells bomb.
It really does smell good. It just feels like I'm putting
lotion on. I don't know how I'm going to get a thick layer.
Well, I was going to say it feels like I'm putting like a hair cream on my face.
It feels like a really thick moisturizer, like a sleeping mask maybe.
Oh, maybe.
Maybe when you put on at night.
Okay, more.
I don't know how I'm going to get a thick layer of this because I feel like
it just feels so like it's not going to do anything.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it builds. Like some masks have like a build, like a texture that feels like it'll build. This doesn't have that texture. I'm not joking when I say it feels like a lotion. Like it feels like a moisturizer.
Right, like you could just rub this into your skin and it would sink in.
Yeah, and it would just sink in. That's what it feels like. And maybe it will.
Okay.
It does smell just phenomenal.
It does. It smells nice and...
Honestly, I feel like it is sinking in.
Well, maybe that's good.
Look at under my eyes.
Yeah, it's like...
I'm dry under my eyes. Like dry.
Maybe it's a good thing it's sinking in. It's like, you're dehydrated. Please hydrate. This is your hydration.
You know, and I have a makeup, like a mask application brush that I just got from my Roxy Premium.
Maybe that would help?
Maybe that would help.
Okay. Well, she's on. I don't know if that's thick enough, but it's on my face, so... But I feel like I already used a lot. Like, I feel like that's just wasteful if I put more on. Well, we're going to see if I can rub the rest into my hands.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. And if this isn't thick enough, it feels fantastic.
It feels like a hand lotion.
And it smells like a hand lotion. My face feels really good right now.
Yeah,
like it feels hydrated. My hands feel hydrated. Honestly, I think bouncy is a good term.
Yes.
Like I feel bouncy.
I agree with that.
So, now on to the real tea, the real reason that you're here.
Yes.
Why we have been a little bit absent for the month of October.
Yeah. So as I have said in one previous video of mine, it's my singular alone one, the most recent. I just graduated beauty school.
Yay!
Yes. And there was a lot going on at that time, not just for me, but also for you. So I had graduated and Bobbie was supposed to be there. So if you don't know any of this, we're going to tell it to you right now. So Bobbie was a teacher.
I am still a teacher.
She is, but she was one of my teachers at the school. But as you know, wow, how did you already know each other? That's weird. I thought you said you met there. It's because we did 5 years ago. So we were classmates. And now she is employed there, and now I just graduated since I didn't finish. You can hear all about that again in my video. I talk about it. Well, now, literally like 3 days ago, I took my test.
Yay!
And so now I'm actually like
officially a licensed cosmetologist.
Yes, and I was looking for a job, and that was stressful, so just like, I have all that figured out now, but stress.
Officially, so be proud, like and subscribe if you are proud of Cece, who finally has overcome life's battles to complete the program at Stewart School and to become a licensed cosmetologist.
Yes.
That is such a big achievement, and I am so proud. Like, I can't even say enough words about how proud I am.
Yes. Now, with that being said, the reason why she is so freaking proud is because Bobbie got Miss Rona.
I got COVID.
And she was supposed to read my announcement, so you get like announced when you graduate, and she was supposed to read my announcement.
And I was unable to be there.
Yes.
Because I was Rona-ridden.
Yes, so like she didn't get to see me graduate. She was really upset about it.
I was really upset about it. But they sent a video, like she sent me a video that David, her husband, took. So I got to see it. I just didn't get to be there.
Yeah.
I am super duper proud. And I didn't get to tell her that. Like, I told her that.
Yeah,
like,
but not
she knows.
like, yeah.
But I didn't get the opportunity to read her thing or tell her how proud I was of her at the graduation.
Yes. And
because I had Rona.
In turn with that as well, we also missed hanging out. So like.
So we also didn't film because Rona.
Yes. Because we were supposed to, the weekend of Halloween, we were supposed to get together and have like, yay, celebration, but also film your shit.
But I was sick. I didn't feel good, and I wasn't tested positive yet. So, we decided, even though I didn't feel like horrible, it was enough to be nervous that I had the Rona.
Right.
And so we decided not to hang out. And then Cece graduated, and I got a COVID test. And then we waited until I got a COVID test and passed my 10 days that you're supposed to wait before you go visit with people. Mm-hmm. And now we're finally getting together.
Yes.
It's been a minute.
Yes. So unfortunately, all plans got disrupted. We did have a couple solo videos in there, but again, if you want to go watch my video, I am having such a hard time recording on this camera, and like I just am bad at it. So I apologize if it's taken me a minute.
We're working it.
We're working on it.
Right. So, I wasn't working on anything because I was at home sick.
Yeah, she was dying.
So if you're wondering, what is COVID like? I haven't had it. This is what COVID is like. It is different for every person. Unfortunately, it is, if my symptoms might not be your symptoms if you get it. But what I can say is I started not feeling the greatest on Monday, and I started with getting like a headache. Like it started with headaches. But I always have a headache pretty much 24/7. Okay. So I didn't put that with the Rona.
Right, it just seemed normal.
It seemed normal because I'm not joking. I almost always have a headache. I know that's bad. I need to go to the doctor. But I feel like I almost always have a headache. So Tuesday came, and I still just kind of have a headache. But my tummy doesn't feel the greatest. And so I took Wednesday off because I was just not feeling the greatest. Mm-hmm. However, on Thursday, I took some ibuprofen and some nasal decongestant because the headache I had felt like a sinus infection. Like it felt sinusy. So I was like, I took those 2 meds and it took away all my pain and suffering and I went to work. However, I could not taste or smell. Yes,
and let me tell you about the amount of texts I got being like, it's so sad that I can't taste my tacos.
Seriously, I couldn't taste the tacos. Oh, that is, I got a Taco Perfecto because I love that from Taco John's and I couldn't taste it. I could taste spice. Like I could feel spice in my mouth.
You could feel the burn but not taste that flavor.
And I could taste sweet. Like, if it was real sweet, I could taste, like, sweetness, but not a flavor.
Yes, and that is what originally she had texted me. She's like, hey, Cece, just so you know, this particular thing is weird. Like, yeah, I haven't been feeling great, but, like, this one's actually, like, a symptom I know of that a lot of people get.
Right.
Which is what prompted me being like, maybe we shouldn't do that, because if I get sick and can't take this, like, my test, I have to wait till January. And your girl is not waiting that long.
Right.
Like, no.
So, and also, on Friday, I was just not feeling that great. I just wasn't feeling great. On my end, my tummy wasn't feeling great. My head wasn't feeling great. And I didn't bring my meds with me to school. Like, I didn't bring the ibuprofen with me, and I didn't bring my nasal decongestant, which took away all my symptoms. Except for that I couldn't taste or smell. But that doesn't matter when you're working. Like, you're not eating.
Well, and by that time, too, there had been a couple people that we have heard of where they had that they couldn't taste, and they didn't have COVID. So she was like, well, I don't know if that's actually even a thing.
Right, because it was not a lot of pressure in my head.
Yeah, it was just sinus related for those people.
And so I thought maybe it was that.
Yeah.
But, so, and during lunchtime, I ate and I felt fine. But then after lunch, after I ate, I started feeling like crap. And so I was texting her, I'm like, hey, I feel fine. We can still do this. Mm-hmm. And she's like, no, let's just play it safe. You know, we shouldn't do this. And I'm so happy she did, because when I got home, I felt like death. And I was like, maybe I have this Rona. Yeah. But on Saturday and Sunday, so Saturday was Halloween. And I took my nasal decongestant and my Tylenol. I was able to drink my coffee, flavor-free, unfortunately. And everything seemed okay, and we carved pumpkins, and I didn't feel the greatest. Even the Tylenol wasn't really taking the edge off like it was before. However, I felt okay. And so my hubby's like, I'm gonna go hunting. And I'm like, okay, go hunting. Bye. So they went hunting. Him and his dad went hunting, and I hung out with my kids, and we stayed home, and then he came home, and I was like, you could not have come home soon enough, because I was so tired. Mm-hmm. I was, like, exhausted from sitting around. I was so tired. And I kept trying to eat candy to see if I could taste it. So I had a tummy ache. I could taste a fruit roll-up, kind of. Like, I could taste the air of a fruit roll-up.
I feel like...
if that makes sense. It was like White Claw.
It's like a LaCroix!
Yes, it's like...
where the flavor is like TV static yelling at you the fruit.
It is. That's exactly right. The flavor's in the other room, and I'm trying to get a whiff, and it's hard. So, on Sunday, he went hunting again in the morning, because that's what husbands do.
Yeah, really, at least ours do.
And so he went hunting in the morning, but him and his dad shot a deer. Like, they got one. A doe. They both shot it. Chris shot it in the butt, and then his dad shot it in the heart. So,
what you're saying is Chris didn't kill it.
Chris did not kill it. He didn't have a good enough, like, line of sight on it. Like, he was trying to, he went up on a tree and, like, turned around, and there it was. And he was like, I got a quick draw.
Right, you're like, I need to kill it.
And then Jason's like, I think I killed the one you shot. And so they brought home a deer, and then Chris spent the rest of the night cleaning the deer. And we had fresh cut off the deer steaks for dinner, and I couldn't taste a damn thing. And Rory was like, it's so good. Rory's my daughter. It's so good. It's so good. And I'm like, I can't taste anything. And I'm like, and when you can't taste, all you can feel in your mouth is texture. Ugh. Let me tell you about how medium rare steak texture with no flavor is no.
Yeah.
And
it probably just reminds you, hi, I'm eating something that was alive.
And fat is disgusting without flavor. The texture of it is so gross. I didn't realize how many foods, like egg yolk, the texture of egg yolk is disgusting without flavor. Okay. I was like, almost like I was eating it, and Chris is like, are you okay? I'm like, I can't eat this. This is awful.
I am so glad that David, so fast forward a couple days after she was fine, my husband starts vomiting like for 3 days straight. And we were going to the doctor to go see if he was okay. We didn't even think it was COVID. They didn't even let us into the building, because apparently at the place we went, you're not allowed to go into the building if you have any symptoms. And we weren't aware that that was a symptom. So we went in and waited an hour and a half to get a virtual call with a doctor in our car. So after all of that, they were just like, we're just going to test you. And I'm like, you made me wait an hour and a half just for you to swab his body, like his nose?
Yeah, and it sucks. He was like at the outside of the car being like, don't touch me. It was awful. It was straight up awful.
Yeah, he hated it. And the guy's like, no, it'll be fine. And he's like, it wasn't fine.
It wasn't fine. Basically what they do is they take a thing that looks like a pipe cleaner.
And shove it.
They shove it up your nose.
To your brain.
Wiggle it around for 5 seconds and then pull it out. And when she shoved it up there and wiggled it around, it felt like she was scrambling my brain. And I literally coughed the entire time. And I'm like, I coughed and she pulled it out of my nose. And I was like, I'm so sorry I coughed on you. And she's like, no, that's why I wear the PPE.
Yeah, the lady or whatever who was doing it had a full-on, like, blue bodyguard.
Yeah,
out,
and then a face mask and a mask and some goggles.
Mind you, at like 7 o'clock at night when it's like dark in the middle of like a lot that's basically empty, I'm like, am I gonna get like abducted or like killed? That's what it felt like.
So did he test positive then?
No, he actually tested negative, but it did take 6 days. It took Bobbie 6 days too.
I got tested on Monday. So on Sunday, after we figured out all this like whatever, and he got his deer on Monday, it was time to go to Cece's like graduation, and I was getting ready and doing all that stuff, and my head was just pounding. Like nothing would take the edge off. I tried caffeine, I tried eating food, and in the morning, if I drank one drink of coffee before having something to eat, I felt just awful. And so I drank my coffee and ate my food and waited. And then the feeling didn't go away. And so then I called the doctor and I was like, hey, I have symptoms of COVID. I need to get tested. And I texted Cece and I'm like, I'm so sorry I can't come. I'm getting tested for COVID today. And I went down there and I got tested and they shoved the freaking little wand thing up my nose and scrambled my brain. And after she did that, I could almost smell stuff. It's like when she stuck the thing up there, it like cleared it out a little bit.
Dislodged something.
It like dislodged something for sure. So I had texted my friend Brianna that I had gotten a COVID test, and she's a nurse, because she texted me, she sent me a snap that was like almost COVID free. And I was like, wait, what? And so she texted me, and then I texted her, like we were texting each other. And she told me, so fun facts about COVID, if you go get a COVID test too soon, you will test negative. So you could have it even if your test is negative. You have to wait for it to like be in your body for a little while. So I started feeling sick on Monday, and I didn't get my test until the following Monday, and it was positive.
Right, but if you maybe would have gotten
But
it
if
on
you
like
would have gotten it
Tuesday-
on Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, it would have been negative.
Potentially.
So, no, it would have been negative.
Oh, it would have?
Brianna said that, so Brianna got tested for COVID as well, and she got tested on Friday. She didn't say when she started feeling ill because she's a nurse. So I think they get tested often.
Oh, I could imagine. I'm pretty sure my sister does.
And she got tested on Friday. It was negative, and on Monday it was positive. But she had the symptoms on Friday already.
Interesting.
So
don't get tested immediately if you feel like you have symptoms.
If you feel like you have symptoms, maybe wait. I didn't know that was how that worked. Like, I didn't know to wait. I just waited because I thought maybe it wasn't.
Right, like you're hoping that you don't have that. So
I was
you can continue
hoping
with life.
so I could. Well, and also I had to miss an entire week of work.
Right, that's a lot.
And I'm not joking. Nasal decongestant and ibuprofen masked my symptoms. I could have worked if my tummy felt good enough. Like if I ate only bread, like if I didn't eat anything that could maybe upset it, then it was fine. I felt fine. I went on walks with my kids almost every single day. We got our pumpkins. Like, it doesn't interrupt your life the way that you think if you are a healthy individual like I am.
Right. But say, however, maybe like my husband, how I said he was like throwing up, like to the point where his work sent him home, he was debilitated, like throwing up. Sorry if you don't like that word, I apologize. I feel like it's better than vomiting, so.
They're both gross words.
But like, so it all kind of depends on what symptoms you have too, because if he would have had COVID and that would have continued, like, that sucks. Like, that's not fun, literally not being able to eat anything. 'Cause if you have that for 2 weeks and you're not able to eat because you physically can't hold it down, that, like, weakens your body significantly.
Yeah, I think the people who are throwing up that much, I know so when they tested me, she said that if I start vomiting, if my symptoms get worse, that I would have to go to the doctor, like have to go to the hospital.
Right, or like the people who have a really tough time breathing too.
Yeah, that's what she said, was lungs if it gets harder to breathe. Because I did have some difficulty breathing. However, I have varicose veins. And so I always have shortness of breath. It's not always as long, like it's not for an extended period of time. If I've been standing a while, sometimes I'll have a hard time breathing. So I'll have to take in deeper breaths. But it's not crazy. And so that's when I actually got tested, is when I was having difficulty breathing while sitting.
Yeah, because that shouldn't really be
because that's not
problem.
really a thing with varicose veins, and that's why I got tested.
Yeah.
But I didn't really have a hard time breathing. It just was different. But that was for me, my personal journey with COVID. And it was not as bad. And some of the other students, so some of the students at school I've talked to who have also had COVID, explained similar situations that they didn't have it. They didn't have it like bad. Like it wasn't as bad as like, I know people who are in the hospital right now with COVID. I know 2 people who have died from it. So it can be, but both of those people who have passed away from it had underlying conditions.
Yeah, it's definitely a spectrum for sure. So I don't just take it seriously, like because you don't know, like you don't know, and maybe like for example, this is not great. Don't out me for this. I can't do anything about it. I don't go to the doctor because I just can't afford that.
Correct.
So maybe I have underlying issues I don't even know about, and if I were not taking it seriously, and I think I'm healthy, and maybe I'm not, maybe I have a lung problem, I won't know until COVID comes to knocking at my door, making me have to get a lung transplant.
Right. And you don't know who it's going to affect extremely and who it's not. And maybe it's not going to affect you extreme, but it might affect somebody that you love and care for. And wouldn't you just feel like crap if you brought that to them?
Yeah. So even
like COVID is a real thing. Mm-hmm. It can really debilitate people. So I say just be cautious.
Yes.
Wear a mask. It's not the end of the world.
Right. Because would you rather wear a mask and have very little complications with your breathing because you're wearing a piece of cloth on your face so you can breathe through, or would you rather accidentally get COVID because you didn't wear a mask and then you can't breathe at all because your lungs are dying?
Right. And some people who have COVID have like recurring like symptoms, like it like amplified something and now it's an issue, like issues breathing, or they'll have issues like with their sinuses. And I pretty much have had headaches since I had it, but I've been having a headache pretty much since I was born. So it's, I don't know.
Yeah. So just take it seriously, but that's
where
that is why we have been gone. So even if you want to say that maybe it wouldn't be so bad for you, it still impacted us. Like she's fine, as far as we know, she's fine. But it did like impact us being able to make things together and stuff. So even if it doesn't impact your health, maybe it impacts other things like work schedules or being with your kids or being afraid you're gonna give it to your kids. Like you know.
So and also fun fact. My husband and my children did not get it.
Yeah.
So also like maybe people could get it, but also maybe they don't get it. And I feel like there's no way they wouldn't have symptoms by now, because if I was symptomatic on Monday, like 3 Mondays ago.
Well, I mean, you live with them.
And I live with them.
Like
there's no way that they wouldn't have already got it and wouldn't already be showing symptoms of it. And Chris thought maybe for a minute he had it and nothing else. And he was like sick for like 2 days, and it was like he had a headache and a tummy ache, and I think it was from something he ate. He eats everything. So, I don't think it was ever really COVID related, and neither of my kids have had anything, and I ask them every single day how they're feeling, if their head hurts, and if they can taste and smell. And I haven't had anything yet. That doesn't mean they're not going to get it. Right. But I think that the ability that I gave it to them, or the option or whatever that I gave it to them, it's not like there anymore. Because they say that you're not contagious anymore after a week, after being like COVID free for a week. And I have been, or after the 2 weeks that you've had COVID, and I have been COVID free for about a week and a half now. So.
But yeah, that's been our lives. So
that's it. That's all. That's what she wrote.
Yeah.
Sorry about it.
Other than that, how are you feeling about your face? How's your face feeling?
Feels good. It feels a little oily.
Yeah. It's sticky.
Yeah, it is. It's sticky now that it's like drying. Has it been 10 minutes?
Oh, 100%. We've been recording for 24 minutes.
Holy Jesus, who knew that was, I don't know, not me. Well, there's no way that if this isn't like time to wash off. Right. I feel like it's not dried down though.
I don't think it's supposed to though, because it's supposed to be like hydrating and like, yeah, bouncy skin. Like, I assume that means like more hydration than anything.
Oh man.
And glowy. Usually glowy also means it's not supposed to like dry down.
All right, so we're gonna like take this off and be back.
Yes.
Okay.
We're back and the masks are off.
They are. Man,
it felt super freaking oily.
Washing it off, feeling the water in my hands and rubbing it, it felt really oily, and I got some in my mouth and it tastes oily. So you know, like it feels and tastes oily in my mouth.
I took mine off with a towel. It's slippery. It's like slippery and weird.
But
and like leaves a residue if you're not careful.
And it feels
nice.
Bouncy.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't feel dry.
Yeah.
Which, like, with our experience with masks on here, I'm glad that this one doesn't feel dry.
Hi. I feel like it feels good. Like, my face feels really nice. Like, it doesn't feel so dry. I have to put a moisturizer on, like, this minute. So that's good.
Well, and it's not, like, it didn't burn. It didn't make my face irritated, which is, like, good. Because sometimes the caffeine part scares me. Because you just never know with those.
Like, and I put it on my lips, too, and they feel pretty good.
Yeah, no. It feels great. Like, actually.
And this is the Frank Body Glow Mask. If you're, forgot which one it is, it's the Frank Body Glow Mask. And I'm not entirely sure what this retails for, but we'll put this on the screen, how much it retails for. I will say, how much would you pay for it?
With how much you have to use, because you have to use a bunch, $20.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking I'd say 24 or less. Yeah. Because I feel like usually they're 22, 24. Mm-hmm. So I would say 22 or 24. It would be worth that, I would think.
Yeah, you have to use so much of it for what I consider to be a thick layer.
Okay, so it says the Frank Body Glow Mask is $21.95, and then it has $5 shipping, but that's from their website.
Okay, so it's right in the range that we thought.
Yeah. So I feel like that's worth it. You can also get it on Ulta's website. It looks like for $21.95. So if you're interested in purchasing this from Ulta, you can $21.95. And then Ulta always has free shipping with $35 on their purchase. Right,
so if you're picking up something else, you might as well.
Right, you might as well just get the two of them together and yeah,
it feels good.
It feels good. Like,
it doesn't feel tight.
My face feels dry, but it doesn't feel tight. It doesn't feel too much. Honestly, I feel like this would feel like if I put moisturizer on top of this right now, my face would just feel perfect. Like, it feels really good.
Yeah,
I think
it feels comfortable.
Yeah,
like not too oily, not too dry.
Right. It doesn't feel like funky in my oily spots, or it doesn't feel like dry in my dry spots, and that's really important to me because my under eyes are the Sahara. So.
Yeah, definitely would pay that amount of money.
Yeah, I think $22 for this is good.
I want to know what their idea of a thick layer is, though.
I know, right? Me too.
Because I feel like I used a lot.
Not
that much.
And but here's the thing, it also soaked up into my skin right away. I feel like under my eyes, it disappeared.
Right.
Like, so I put it under my eyes and it disappeared.
Meant to, go into the skin. That's why they have you put on the thick layer, because then you're making sure that your body is going to absorb as much as it possibly can.
Yeah.
Maybe.
That's
my thought.
Well, either way, it worked great. I feel like it's worth it, so.
Yeah. And you could keep it on for 20 minutes like we did.
And it'll be fine.
And you'll be fine.
What happens when we talk about the Rona?
Yep.
So.
Well, thank you for coming to our TED Talk. We had a lot to talk about because that's very... Not necessarily my stuff, because my stuff isn't pertainable to the universe right now, but, coronavirus is a big thing right now. And I feel like sharing experiences is always beneficial since everybody is really scared of it.
Right. And it feels really good to hear what somebody else's experience was like and how it affected them. So my mom has cancer and I couldn't see her at all. Like, I still haven't seen her. I'm scared to go see her because I'm afraid that maybe I still have some, lingering Rona. So, I'm terrified to go see her. I'm terrified for Thanksgiving to come because I was sick. I've been wearing masks everywhere. Mm-hmm. I'm nervous. I'm nervous for people because I don't know who has a compromised immune system and who doesn't.
Right.
And now that's all I can think about whenever I see somebody.
So it is a very real thing, and it's nice to hear other people and where they're coming from, because I feel like it brings everybody together a little bit more. Because sometimes some stuff like this makes it feel like you're really alone when you're not.
Right.
So.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you for listening to us. We appreciate it as always. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you have anything similar going on in your life, we would love to hear about it.
Yeah.
Whether it be your personal experiences with the Miss Rona, or if it's something that has impacted you to where you haven't been able to see and you just want to talk about it. We're here to listen. So.
Absolutely. Also, if you just graduated beauty school.
If that happened, congratulations.
Congratulations.
You did some hard shit at a hard time.
You did. Good for you. We support you and love that. Yes. So.
Okay.
All right. Peace.
Bye.
Bye. You woke me from my nap. I will be demon spawn.